Today I'm not gonna teach you anything. I just wanna learn something from you.
Wait. I'm teaching you? You're not teaching me? Is that even possible?
Yeah, you're not teaching me actually. I'm just gonna ask you something.
You're gonna learn because you're gonna teach yourself, and I'm just incidental.
Yeah.
Like the rest of our lives.
What are the difficult things about learning Korean as Canadian?
As a Canadian? So the first is that I'm not in Korea. So as much as I would like to be immersed in an environment where I'm implicitly exposed to the language, I don't have that here.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that I'm either performing an activity that is Korean centered or it has nothing to do with it. Whereas if I'm in Korea, just like walking around, I see Korean lettering everywhere. That's continuously allowing me to reproduce constructions and have symbols, Korean symbols.
Oh, this guy.
I'm not really sure what's going on. You guys crossing? They seem to be walking along the road and not across the road.
Okay, so if you were to live in Korea, you probably learn Korean faster, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually the best way to learn any language. That's what I always tell my students. If you want to learn the language the fastest way as possible, just go there. The second point could be maybe you don't consume any Korean content.
That's right. I don't consume pop content of any kind. So there's like no movies, there's no K-pop, there's no K-drama.
Oh, you don't like K-dramas?
I mean, like,
very addictive.
yeah, it's addictive. Sure, any of that stuff's addictive, but like, it
But
just
also
doesn't-
takes up a lot of your time too.
yeah, I feel like I'm regressing in all the other ways. I shouldn't say that.
For those of you who are watching this video and love to see Korean dramas or K-pop, then that's good for you.
Yeah, don't let me dissuade you. It's nothing against K-dramas or K-pop or any of that. I just don't consume pop.
You don't even consume drinking pop.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're allergic to pop or something.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Oh, it's here, right?
Yeah, it's here.
We don't want to miss that ice cream.
Woo.
Oh my god, there's a big lineup for Baskin Robbins?
What? Yeah, because it's Saturday.
Oh man!
That is.
You know Baskin Robbins, by the way? Or
No,
is this
not
tight?
there. No.
Baskin Robbins is everywhere in South Korea. That's why I like to come to Baskin Robbins. But it's not popular in Canada, at least where we live in Ottawa.
I guess so. I don't know.
It's not that popular.
It's
But
not as popular.
in Korea, you can find it everywhere with Dunkin' Donuts.
As ubiquitously as Starbucks is here.
Something like that. Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts everywhere, which means Baskin Robbins everywhere too.
So much ice cream.
And what else? Next point could be the last one.
So we were talking about this, and I was remembering at the time when I was most developed, my peak period of Korean performance. And at that point in time, I wouldn't have agreed that it had to do with the difficulty of the language, just the degree to which you are familiar with certain things. Practice makes perfect. Like advanced language concepts, certain exception cases, maybe more like the semantics of advanced conjugation.
But you're not that advanced right now, right?
Me no advanced lately. I'm just making random sounds. If it makes sense to you, I've fooled you.
For those who are watching this video, what can they take away from this video?
You got to get solid foundation, and you need to be interested. So if you already have a Korean wife, like me, I mean, it's all repetition, right? It's like anything that you work on. So obviously you'd want to have some foundational knowledge that you can draw on and that you can come back to recurringly, so that you can make sure that your chops are sharp, that you don't get stuck and have to pause and lose your momentum when you're trying to do your Korean. But then you also need to have your personal interest in it. So there's got to be something that you're doing that you enjoy. Maybe it's your personal subjects that you get into and you're doing them in a Korean setting, or maybe you are just consuming Korean content. Consume it and like write about it and talk about it with Koreans or people that are learning Korean.
That's very good tip. I think they will be more motivated if they actually see you improving.
Yes. Okay, fine.
Just do it by action.
더 한국어 공부할 거예요.
Hopefully you enjoyed this video today. If you also like to share what is difficult about learning Korean language, please comment down below. Then we see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Right about now, not the type to hit the backspace. I ain't got no time to fuck around. Lay them bitches up on Backpage. Want the days, I don't gotta chase, cause we backstage. Savor